Hi guys, it's Chloe here. I realized that my last video, I didn't really show you the products that I was using in that process. And that is episode number 9, in search of a lightweight polymer clay process. So I'm going to show it to you today. So we're talking, I was saying about I was talking about the silicone matte baking sheet that I was using, and I kept saying wax. What I meant was wax paper. So I hope you all understood that the wax I was talking about was wax paper. I will show you. This is the dryer, not the dryer sheet. I want to say dryer sheet. This is the dried wet wipe. Okay, and you can see that it's actually very flexible. And I don't know if you can try to get that closer, but if you pull it, you'll see that it's a woven mesh of different fibers, including polyester, which, being in the poly family, would actually be compatible with the process that I'm using with polymer clay and also fast cast. Fast cast is a fast curing polyurethane resin. So I'll show that to you now. So this is it here. Fast cast. It actually will kick, and when I say kick, it starts to activate within 30 seconds of you mixing an equal part of the A bottle and the B bottle. So give me a sec. B bottle, A bottle. Okay, so that's fast cast. And typically you can cure, okay, so post cure fast cast in a post cure oven. I don't suggest that you do this process by the way, in your kitchen oven. Get an actual oven that's dedicated to crafting, like your toaster oven. I have a convection toaster oven. So that, because it's crafting after all. I'm only baking the process 15 minutes at a time, sometimes 10 minutes at a time. So it's not going into the oven for half an hour. It's not going into the oven for an hour, which is what is required for Kato Polyclay to bake to a solid, good consistency and hardness. I'm doing it 15 minutes at a time, but let me discuss this fast cast for a moment, okay? So fast cast, you can see how they made the actual statue. You could cover that with polymer clay and put it back in an oven, right? And have the polymer clay harden. Now I never do anything this thick, okay? It's always like a flat type of surface, and maybe if you're going to decide to do this, you decide to, is that your discretion, but I would suggest maybe starting off with small projects first, like little flat earrings or little flat ornaments, and then progress from there and experiment and see, what happens. Okay, it's not going to burn. Okay, it's covered by polymer clay. It's covered by you're going to tent it also. I actually put, laser paper, and I mean like, laser paper, laser printing paper on either side of the piece going into the oven. And then I get, I'll show you, whoops. This is my ceramic, very heavy ceramic plate. And you can use like a ceramic tile as well, and squish the covered resin of polymer clay resin piece between. So you're going to sandwich it. Okay. I do have another process coming up, which is a little bit more straightforward, and I'll show that to you on the next video. But this is a great product. I find it's so lightweight, especially for my small, medium sizes. For example, this is the type of thing I'm I'm creating. So that's fast cast. It's nice and thin. It's nice and lightweight. I'm going to cover that with Polyclay, and the whole thing's going to be nice and light, which is what my process is about, because you're wearing them on your face, right? Okay. The other thing is I'm allergic to all the other polymer clays, so I use Kato. You know, this is what I use. Kato polymer clay. I'm covering it. Kato polymer clay. It's the only thing I don't react to for my allergies. And yeah, you know what? When the two of them go into the oven, nothing. No smell. Other than, you know, polymer clay baking in an oven. I don't smell that. There's no irritating issues. I don't have that with this process, which is fantastic. Something else that I love, and which is useful in the process, is I roll out my Kato polymer clay. My pasta machine is 2 is the thickest, maybe 1 is the thickest, and it goes all the way down to, I want to say 9 is the thinnest. This is a great way to conserve your polymer clay because it's very expensive. So I roll, I don't know if you can see that. This is actually a 4, right? I would roll my actual polymer clay down to my 6th setting. And I keep everything in either between baking sheet, and I'm learning that, you know, the baking sheet might actually maybe leach some of the moisture out of the polymer clay, although that's really not an issue with this particular one because I just did this one probably. But I keep all the polymer clay flat sheets sandwiched between wax paper. And that's how I organize myself. So again, with this process, it may not be for you, but it does keep everything lightweight. And I just thought I would show you some of the product that I'm using because I didn't mention it in the last video. Cheers, give it a try.